What if Deku was an angel? Part 2. Sorry for not uploading for 2 days. I kinda got a little sick. Nothing too bad. And I also had to change up my room yesterday, so I couldn't really upload. But I've been experimenting with different things for the videos to make you all enjoy them more. So here is a 20-minute video with a new editing style. So I hope you guys do enjoy this. Now, getting into it, we left off with Izuku getting last in the exam for who should be expelled. Aizawa clearly, canon, says that nobody's getting expelled and that he just wanted to see everyone's potential and that everyone there has enough potential. After this, Aizawa tells them to go home and that tomorrow they will be doing their first hero class. Everyone cheers as they go home, very excited for the next day. After this, they end up going back to school as they are waiting for something interesting to happen. Now, after a couple minutes, they start hearing running from down the hall. Now, after this, somebody slams open the door as All Might bursts through it and says, "I am here, walking through the door like a normal person," as everyone looks excited except Izuku, as remember, he doesn't care for heroes or villains, and that he's pretty much just needing to find somebody he can train to become the god of destruction for this universe, but he doesn't know that yet. One of you guys did have a great idea in the comment section. I'm not going to say it, because that just kind of spoil it, but I think you probably know who you are. I mean, you might not. Kind of confusing. Now, after this, All Might says the teams are going to be Izuku and Uraraka and Bakugo and Ida. They go down in their hero costumes, which Izuku just chooses what he thinks would be a good hero costume, which is basically just a guide angel costume with his favorite color, as he tells Uraraka how she should try and fight, that Bakugo probably will come after me because I ended up just making his quirk dormant when he tried to bully someone, so he's probably going to go after me for revenge for that, even after I gave him his quirk back. But you should just try to go towards Ida and get the bomb. After this, All Might yells "go" as they both head in, Izuku walking with Uraraka running up ahead. After a couple minutes, Izuku runs into Bakugo. Bakugo starts yelling at Izuku and how he's going to beat him as he charges right in on Izuku, as Izuku easily dodges all of his attacks and takes out his staff and taps Bakugo with it, stopping time for Bakugo. I'm sorry if I'm just making random abilities for the angels, but they're basically more powerful than gods. They have almost every ability, including turning back time a couple of seconds, like how Whis did when Goku needed a second chance to kill Frieza. So, Izuku stops time for Bakugo as he merely walks around him and sees that Uraraka is trying to get the bomb against Ida. Now, Izuku does the same thing he did with Bakugo to Ida and taps Ida on the head, stopping time for him as Uraraka touches the bomb, winning the match for both of them. Now, after this, All Might yells that they won and that they need to come back, and Izuku needs to stop the effects of his quirk on Bakugo and Ida. Izuku stops the effects of his powers on them as he walks back with Uraraka to the observation hall. Once there, everyone starts congratulating Izuku on the win, as Izuku just doesn't really care and just watches the rest of the people go against each other. The next day happens as Aizawa says that they will have to vote for a class president. Izuku is voted because he's strong and could be a very easy candidate to show everyone how strong their class is, but Izuku just gives the position to Ida, not wanting to have a high role in something that's so one-sided. If he was the class president, then it'd be so easy to say he was on the side of the heroes, when really he's not on the side of anybody. Now, after this, they all go to lunch with Izuku just sitting there eating, basically having lunch, as the alarm starts to go off. Everyone starts freaking out as Izuku just stands up and stops time just for a couple seconds to see that it's the media and tells Ida this. As time resumes, as Ida yells for everybody to start or stop as it's the media. Now, they all thank Ida for this as they go back to their class. Aizawa there says that tomorrow they will be going to the USJ and that they need to prepare for the rescue training. Izuku just goes back home like everyone else and waits for tomorrow to begin. Now, once this day begins, Aizawa tells them to get into their hero costumes as it's time for them to go to the USJ. They get into their hero suits and go to the bus. Once there, they start to drive towards the USJ. Sue says, Izuku, what's your quirk? As Izuku just shrugs and says, well, the doctor said I was quirkless and I was missing multiple bones that normal humans have. So I'm not quite sure if I even am human. I might be an alien or something. Which kind of shocks them as they now just see Izuku as some mysterious creature. He might not be human, and he might just be an alien. Now, the bus arrives at the USJ as Izuku looks into his staff to see what's inside the USJ, to see an army of villains standing right inside. Izuku tells Aizawa don't bring any of the students in and that he will take care of it. Aizawa's confused by this, but just says okay, as Izuku walks into the USJ and looks down on the hundreds of villains standing there as they all start laughing, saying, hey, I thought this was supposed to be a class of heroes, not just some kid. As Shigaraki looks visibly upset. Where's All Might? Where's all the kids? Not this one random person. As he yells at them to kill the boy, as Izuku looks at Shigaraki and just says, your heart has been manipulated into the life of evil. I personally don't care. But you could be something of a god, I'd say, if I trained you. But I don't really care right now, because I don't care which side I'm on. As all the villains charge at Izuku, who, remember, he has Ultra Instinct, easily dodges all the attacks, as he sees this as some type of rescue training, and not any other type of training. He easily dodges all the attacks of the other students as he goes around, or of the other villains, not students, and it easily just beats them into the ground, knocking them out one by one until it's the Nomu, Kurogiri, and Shigaraki left. This is the point where Izuku offers Shigaraki something. Izuku says that Shigaraki doesn't need to be stuck in this life and that he can have any type of life if he come with him. Shigaraki's question about what's happening as Izuku just takes Shigaraki and shows him. Now, right before Izuku went into the USJ, he got hundreds of visions of God of Destructions and his brothers and sisters like Whis and Vados. He saw how they trained someone into becoming a God of Destruction, and Izuku wanted to become somebody close to that high tier of something like that. Now, Izuku takes Shigaraki to a mountain. This is where Shigaraki starts yelling at Izuku to stop and take him back to Kurogiri and his home. Izuku just says, do you hate your quirk? It's decay, right? Do you hate it? Shigaraki just says yes, as Izuku taps him with his staff, as he says that he made it dormant and that he can train to become more powerful than anybody he's ever known, but it comes with consequences, such as being the God of Destruction. Shigaraki's confused by this, but ends up saying yes, as Izuku goes back to the USJ, kills the Nomu, and then says, just meet me at that mountain every Saturday and Sunday. I will train you each day. As Izuku walks out of the USJ, saying that the villains fled and are no longer there. Izuku is praised for his heroic actions in saving the day, but also scolded for going in alone. Izuku just says that he could probably beat anybody here and train anybody to become strong, but he can't do that as he's already training someone to become the God of Destruction. They're confused by this and say, God of Destruction, that sounds villainous. You a villain in disguise? Izuku just looks at them and laughs and says, why would I be a villain? If I was, you all'd be dead by now. And I'd probably be dead too. They're confused by this, but just let it go. From that day forth, Izuku met Shigaraki up on the mountains and trained him to become the next God of Destruction. The hardest part for him was probably making Shigaraki know how to use ki. I mean, like taking some random person and just training him to use ki in 2 weeks, which is the time Izuku had off for training the sports festival, would probably be hard. Now, Izuku ends up training Shigaraki, as All For One started to get suspicious of where Shigaraki was going. Now after this, the sports festival is announced to happen the next day as Izuku goes to school, ready to face off all the opponents in the sports festival. He has no real need to fight, so once the race is announced to begin, he immediately goes to the finish line and gets first place. The cavalry battle, he gets first place again, just putting a barrier around him, making nobody be able to get through to him. Now, once it comes to the 1v1s, it's a little bit different. Izuku it goes up against Shinso, as he thinks Shinso could have been a good God of Destruction. But no, doesn't have as much potential as Shigaraki does. As Izuku is thinking this, midnight yells go as Shinso tries to brainwash Izuku, saying how good it must be to have such a powerful quirk. Izuku just says that it's not a quirk and that he could be an alien he doesn't know, as Shinso just smiles and says gotcha, as he tries to brainwash Izuku, but nothing happened. Izuku just says something's supposed to happen, as Shinso is shocked by this. He says, "What? You're supposed to be walking out the arena." Izuku just looks at him and says, "Well, okay. I have no real need to fight anyway." As Izuku takes one step out, as the whole crowd is shocked. Why would this kid just easily step out after showing so much potential? Like, everyone is just looking at Shinso like he must be all powerful, as he smiles at this, thinking his brainwash must have worked. Suku goes up to the 1A cabin where they're all watching as they start yelling at him for why he just walked out. Zuku just said, "I have no real need to fight, so why fight? I can easily just walk out and watch the rest." Everyone's shocked by this, at how stupid Zuku seems to be right now, as the sports festival ends with Shinso actually going so far to get third place, Todoroki in second, and Bakugo in first. Bakugo thinks that since he got first, he's better than Izuku. As this ends, they start saying that they will have to be doing internships. Now, these internships are going to be a bit different from the normal, as Izuku actually got no offers and nobody's willing to take him, as he gets to become just a temporary hero. Zuku just says okay and walks away, as everyone's shocked at why Izuku's not very excited for that. This raises suspicion with Aizawa, as Izuku continues to train Shigaraki. Now, after this, Mineta decided to follow Izuku, as Izuku ended up yelling at Mineta not to, be such a pervert, as this just happened to be a Saturday where Mineta sees that Izuku is training Shigaraki, somebody they got to glimpse right before Izuku ran in to help everybody at the USJ, as he thinks that's the villain. Izuku's helping them, as he takes a picture and rushes back to UA. Now, Mineta obviously doesn't want to show them this picture, as this could cause Izuku to go all out and just kill him, since he was pretty much scared of Izuku, so he decides to wait for the perfect moment to share the picture with them. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy What If Deku Was an Angel Part 2, and I hope you guys did enjoy this new type of editing that I'm trying. Please comment down below if you like it or not, and thank you all for watching. Goodbye.